Hello, young birders. Today is our first commentary video. I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Doyle. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
And today we are going to be watching this, honestly, a very comedic clip of Donald Trump's Jr.'s wife, who was speaking at the RNC, Republican National Convention. And for all you lefties out there, or anybody who just doesn't like Trump very much, this is pretty funny of a video, but it also does speak to some of the more concerning features of the Trump presidency and campaign, and there's obvious parallels to authoritarian fascist dictators in her speech, and it's really strange. So we'll dive into that, and we'll have a good laugh about it as well. But it's important while we're laughing at it to not forget that this is a very serious speech, and she obviously wrote that, or whoever wrote it for her thought this would play over well, and this is the type of stuff that's debuting at the Republican National Convention. We should actually be very worried in terms of our future. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead.
Good evening, America. I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle. I speak to you tonight as a mother, a former prosecutor, a Latina, and a proud American. And yes, a proud supporter of President Donald J. Trump. Why? Because he is the president who delivers for America. He built the greatest economy the world has ever known for the strivers, the working class and middle class. As commander-in-chief, he always puts America first. President Trump is the law and order president. Now, presidential leadership is not guaranteed. It is a choice. Biden, Harris, and the rest of the socialists will fundamentally change this nation. They want open borders, closed schools, dangerous amnesty, and will selfishly send your jobs back to China while they get rich. They will defund, dismantle, and destroy America's law enforcement. When you are in trouble and need police, don't count on the Democrats. As a first-generation American, I know how dangerous their socialist agenda is. My mother, Mercedes, was a special education teacher from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. My father, also an immigrant, came to this nation in pursuit of the American dream. Now, I consider it my duty to fight to protect that dream. Rioters must not be allowed to destroy our cities. Human sex drug traffickers should not be allowed to cross our border. The same socialist policies which destroyed places like Cuba and Venezuela must not take root in our cities and our schools. If you want to see the socialist Biden-Harris future for our country, just take a look at California. It is a place of immense wealth, immeasurable innovation, and immaculate environment. And the Democrats turned it into a land of discarded heroin needles in parks, riots in streets, and blackouts in homes. In President Trump's America, we light things up. We don't dim them down. We build things up. We don't burn them down. We kneel in prayer, and we stand for our flag. This election is a battle for the soul of America. Your choice is clear. Do you support the cancel culture, the cosmopolitan elites of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden, who blame America first? Do you think America is to blame? Or do you believe in American greatness? Believe in yourself, in President Trump, in individual and personal responsibility. They want to destroy this country and everything that we have fought for and hold dear. They want to steal your liberty, your freedom. They want to control what you see and think and believe so that they can control how you live. They want to enslave you to the weak, dependent, liberal, victim ideology to the point that you will not recognize this country or yourself. From the beginning, when President Trump spoke about making America great again. He was speaking about that shining city on a hill and restoring the beacon of light that once shined so bright. His promise was to put America first, and he has. When President Trump cut middle-class taxes, putting tens of thousands of dollars back in the pockets of working-class Americans, that beacon began to flicker once again. When President Trump commanded the defeat of ISIS, took out al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, and paved the way for peace in the Middle East, that beacon started to glow. When he negotiated historic trade deals with Canada, Mexico, Japan, and China, bringing back thousands of manufacturing jobs to America, that beacon shined bright once again for the world to see. America, it's all on the line. President Trump believes in you. He emancipates and lifts you up to live your American dream. You are capable. You are qualified, you are powerful, and you have the ability to choose your life and determine your destiny. Don't let the Democrats take you for granted. Don't let them step on you. Don't let them destroy your families, your lives, and your future. Don't let them kill future generations because they told you and brainwashed you and fed you lies that you weren't good enough. Like my parents, you can achieve your American dream. You can be that shining example to the world. Manifest and be the change in this country that you dream, that you hope, that you believe in. Stand for an American president who is fearless, who believes in you, and who loves this country and will fight for her. President Trump is the leader who will rebuild the promise of America and ensure that every citizen can realize their American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
All right, folks, we had some technical difficulties, but we are back, and hopefully you enjoyed watching that speech.
Yeah.
Now we're going to comment on it, so yeah, enjoy. All right. Oh, let me change the speed back to
Guilfoyle. I speak to you tonight as a mother, a former prosecutor, a Latina, and a proud American.
Yep.
And yes, a proud supporter of President Donald.
They always say, oh, identity politics this, identity politics that, but she opens with, I'm a Latina. Weird.
The greatest economy the world has ever known for the strivers, class and middle class. As commander-in-chief, he always puts America first. President Trump is the law and order president. Now,
coronavirus supplies to India.
Guaranteed. It is a choice. Biden, Harris, and the rest of the socialists will fundamentally change.
I wish they were socialists, man.
They want
we should pause it when we comment.
Schools, dangerous amnesty, and will selfishly send your jobs back to China while they.
So about the schools part, they just do the conservatives think that Biden's agenda is just to like keep schools out, like closed from now on? Like either they think he like legitimately wants to keep schools permanently closed, or he wants to or he wants to keep them closed because of COVID, and then COVID's on, he's going to open them. But then doesn't that require an admission that closing the schools is the right thing to do? Because if it wasn't the right thing to do, then they would open them right away. But if it was the right thing to do, like, well, I don't know. I'm saying, like, if he opens them right after COVID's done, it's not because he wanted to close the schools, it's because he was worried about COVID.
Yeah.
They get rich. They will defund, dismantle, and destroy America's law enforcement. Well,
in the Trump Sunday morning Fox interview, and Trump said that, oh, Biden wants to defund the police, and then the report, like, we might watch that, and then the reporter was like, All right. Well, they just did a thing, and our investigators searched through it, and not a single mention of defunding the police was found anywhere. In fact, they found mention of funding the police, and they said that if you have any conflicting evidence, please present it with to us. And the Trump administration said nothing. So they're just saying it's just lies.
There's no actual people wanting to completely dismantle the police
even
department among like the Democrats. I mean,
right,
like they're trying to just take some money out of that because there's so much put into the police that they should probably focus the funds in other places.
Yeah, the only people
mainly it's an accountability thing that people are.
And there's no anarchist parties, and Joe Biden is definitely.
When you are in trouble and need don't count on the Democrats. As a first-generation American, I know how dangerous their socialist agenda is.
Oh, very good.
I'm going to say this was a special education teacher from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. My father, also an.
Ryan, let's replay that little statement there.
Was a special education teacher from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
Also an immigrant.
Also an immigrant. Now, Ryan, what is Puerto Rico part of?
Yeah. Isn't it like France or something? No, it's not France. It's gotta be like. I forget.
Oh, you know what? It's the United States. So she immigrated from the United States to the.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like territory of the United States. Man.
Sounds like immigration to me.
Yeah, first generation immigrant.
Yeah.
Of the American dream. Now I consider it my duty
Sounds like immigration to me.
That dream.
Or is what they're saying is that the United States has abandoned its territories, provided not enough funding, and is improperly taking care of them, so that quality of life is so much lower in not the states in Hawaii, the continental United States and Hawaii. Because in that case, I'd be happy to talk about that. I'd be happy to talk about taking care of our territories a little bit more. So quite progressive platform actually. Think about it. From the RNC, so very good job.
Rioters must not be allowed to destroy our cities.
No one's letting them do that.
Traffickers should not be allowed to cross our border. The same socialist policies which destroyed places like Cuba and Venezuela must not.
Only after we put tons of sanctions on them, but it's not the only reason why.
If you want to see a socialist Biden-Harris future for our country,
I would love to see a socialist Biden-Harris future. Please let me know.
It's a place of immense wealth, immeasurable innovation, an immaculate environment. And the Democrats turned it into a land of discarded heroin needles in parks, riots in streets, and blackouts in homes.
Ryan, do you have anything going on that?
All right. There's a lot to digest there. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know where to begin with that one.
Well, I've been to California once, and in order to get into the state, you have to do like 30 lines of crack. Like, you just for every.
Oh right, yeah.
For every poor person that dies, for every homeless person that dies on the streets that second, you have to do a line of crack. So, it's pretty.
Yeah.
The homelessness crisis. I guess that's another criticism, but that would be a valid criticism. But not like they would do any better. So
the ground's literally not riddled with heroin needles everywhere.
They're heroin all the time.
I would say there's it is a thing.
Straight up blackouts. It's literally just population
blackouts. Yeah.
You just have more people. You just have more people, and more people equals more people doing stuff, and that equals more people doing drugs.
Exactly. It's not really just California. There's doing opioids everywhere.
down.
Hopefully, that's the all America.
Things up. We don't burn them down. We kneel in prayer and we stand for our
Just
flag.
nationalism. Oh,
just straight up nationalism. Yeah.
It is a battle for the soul of America.
nationalism.
Definitely is battle for the soul.
You support the cancer.
I've heard that out of both parties, by the way.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden.
Oh boy.
America.
Hold on, the cosmopolitan elite part is a very valid criticism. I don't know about the cancel culture part, but
yeah,
cosmopolitan elite is a very criticism. That's probably
that's
about this speech.
Elites of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden.
If you want me to pause it.
America first. Do you think America is to blame? Or
let's talk about that. Why are all the other countries, Ryan, much better than us during our COVID crisis? What is the one difference from our country to their country, Ryan? What do you think? The other country.
Let me think. Maybe it's because we have like more COVID.
But why do we have so much COVID?
What was that question? Yeah, that's good. That's a good question. Why do we have just as much COVID?
It's almost as if our leaders.
I don't know. Maybe we should have Maybe we should have like shut down the country more or something.
Yeah, and it's almost as if our leaders had that it wasn't freaking real for the first months, even.
Yeah, like legitimately for like first part of March is just like flipped a switch from going. We got it all under control. There's just going to be a miracle. We'll have this immediately sorted out. Not a concern at all. Not a concern at all. And then, like, you flip a switch, and then it's just like, this is a very big concern, and we'll have this all sorted out. They just immediately crack when they realize, oh, yikes, we just screwed up. There's actually COVID everywhere now, and it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kimberly, I have a message for you. For example, the protest. If you want the protest to stop, you know what you need to do. You know you can stop it at any point. You just give in to their demands. Just do the same. Like do what they're after.
Police accountability reform.
Yeah, literally make it so that police officers face justice when they kill people. Just stop the killing.
That's pretty easy, frankly.
Not that much to ask. You are responsible for what you're crying about. Entirely.
It's like a easy reform, and it'll definitely save like a lot of the trouble.
Like honestly, the U.S. would take a hit because of the coronavirus crisis. Every other country has, but we have been so disproportionately affected because of our idiot leadership. And some certain demographics in the U.S., such as the high obesity rate, because of lack of concern for public health, as in like being a healthy population, which leads to higher mortality rates, for example.
Or do you believe in American greatness? Believe in yourself, in President Trump, in individual responsibility.
Believe hard enough
to destroy this country and everything that we have fought for and hold dear. They want to steal your liberty, your freedom. They want
more nationalism.
To see and think and believe so that they can control how you live.
I kind of wonder to myself, who is they in this situation? Is it the
exactly.
Or who is it? It's right on the tip of her tongue, I feel like. We'll go back to that.
Yeah.
Want to enslave you to the weak, dependent, liberal, victim ideology to the point that you will not recognize this country or yourself. From the beginning, when President Trump spoke about making America great again, he was speaking about that shining city on a hill and restoring the beacon of light that once shined so bright. His promise
Right.
was to put
Nationalism,
America
nationalism.
first, and
Hyper
he has.
white nationalism.
President Trump cut middle-class taxes,
Yep.
putting tens of thousands
By
of dollars.
2027, 93% of those benefits are going to the top 1%.
That beacon began to flicker once again.
Yeah.
When President Trump commanded the defeat of ISIS, took out al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, and paved the way for peace in the Middle East.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
How's the Middle
You
East
fixed
doing?
it all there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I don't know. Yeah, like if I just went and visited Lebanon, they'd be doing just peachy.
Yes, there are Middle East thick. No more problems. He's got negotiating huge.
Yemen's totally paradise right now. Yep.
He just negotiated a huge arms deal with some Middle Eastern countries, so I'm sure that won't have any effects in the future. Killing Soleimani, the Iranian general, that barely did anything to heighten tensions with Iran. Honestly, the peacemaking moves here, just taking out national governments, just start executing foreign.
Yeah, sounds pretty peaceful.
Nationals. That's all.
Sounds like a bunch of handshakes.
Have you seen that article? Screenshot of the article going around is like from 2002 or something. It's like a war in Iraq won't destabilize the Middle East or something. This is what she sounds like.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
I feel like it's like that heroic what's the word? In a fascist culture, it's all about heroicism in the individual doing heroic acts and superhuman things, and that's the method of thinking. And I'm almost thinking that Trump here is the superhero. He's the Ubermensch who fights the Taliban and lowers the taxes and sucks Putin off.
Yep.
I mean, stands up to Russia.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was hoping she'd go into it more, but I guess I missed it. But what I was wanting to circle back to is that almost the they that she's referencing here is not really the Democrats, or maybe it is, but it's you might as well just come out and say it and replace it with the Jews. Like it feels like it's really on the tip of her tongue, and maybe she doesn't believe that, but I feel like a lot of the white supremacists watching at home, because they are undoubtedly watching, that's what they're thinking in their minds. Like not white supremacists, neo-Nazis. And that's almost what it's been replaced by. Like the Democrats are these people that are going to come into your home and rape your family and eat your babies and kill your pets.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Like they're the villain. They're the out group that is being created.
Them as the big bad.
The Democrats are inhuman. They only look out for themselves. We have to fight the Democrats, and that's what I'm feeling is being created.
Picture's being painted,
and that's setting a very dangerous precedent. Whether or not it's on purpose, or it's just by the virtue of the situation, the environment that they have created for themselves. But it is very scary, and it's
painting that kind of picture.
That has to be in group and out group, and that's what's being created to such an extreme that she's just spurting out like ridiculous lies,
just creating like division, just to kind of marginalize the other group.
Yeah, they create the division.
Kind of a common trope seen in history.
Make the in group fight the out group, and the in group flocks towards you as their leader, their superhero leader, who will save the out in group from the out group. I don't know.
I've heard that way too many times in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, and if you guys
definitely the picture being painted.
more about this, look in the description. There'll be a link to my article on the 14 points of fascism and how it relates to the Trump campaign. And you'll see that more.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that could be related to this video.
Hyper-nationalism, yeah. I mean,
probably cover most of the points just with this video alone.
To glow.
But
when he negotiated historic trade deals with Canada, Mexico, Japan, and China, bringing back thousands of manufacturing jobs to America.
Didn't we lose the trade war against China?
Once again for the world to see.
Oh, yeah.
America, it's all on the line. President Trump,
it really is.
He emancipates and lifts you up to live your American dream.
Again, this is the cult of
Jesus Christ. Just put Jesus in that sentence and put it in like a church.
And determine your
Basically the same thing.
destiny. Don't let the Democrats take you for granted.
Again,
don't let them step on you.
This is the in group. Trump is there.
Yeah.
Trump will lead them.
Don't let them kill future generations because they told you and brainwashed you and fed you lies that you weren't good enough.
They're just
my parents.
Don't let them kill. Wait, pause that.
Don't let them kill future generations because you were too ignorant to realize.
Don't let them kill future generations.
I think she's talking about abortion, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's funny. It's almost. I think there might be like a bigger looming thing there that maybe they're not paying enough attention to.
Is it production?
I think it starts with like a C. What is it?
Huh? I was saying, is this projection? I was asking if this would be some sort of projection. Like, does she feel guilty for propagating global warming that will kill future generations of Americans?
Yeah.
But what were you saying?
Just not even mentioning like climate change, just because.
Oh, climate change, yeah.
Zoom's kind of annoying because it's like a little bit of a delay. Yeah, no, I was just getting to climate change because just completely neglecting that. I'm just saying the Democrats will kill future generations for no.
But yeah, this is very worrying.
No,
almost fascistic. Like Trump,
just making the outgroup just like sound threatening to the.
Yeah, they're just lies. Like the Jews have horns in their brains and could use mind control on you and have long tails and they sleep by hanging from the ceiling. Like all these lies that the German
that's horrible
propaganda machine pumped out. It's like almost like Herman Goebbels wrote this speech, and it's really strange to see this in the U.S. And honestly, I can't stop being politically active because every time I go look at the news, I see stuff like this turning up. And being a student of history, I can't ignore this is maybe not a fascist campaign or doesn't want to be, but this is definitely paving the road for that to happen in the future. And that's extremely worrying. But it's also
just needs to stop.
Yeah, just no fascism. Like we don't.
It is a little bit funny, right?
We don't want your white nationalism.
There's not a place for that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
You can be that shining example to the world. Manifest and be the change in this country that you believe in. Stand for an American president.
Some buzzing on your table.
Who believes in you and who loves this country and will fight for her. President,
I like the 10th time she said that.
And ensure that every citizen can realize their American dream.
Except for the poor people and the non-white people.
Fighters for freedom.
That's like the 10th time I've heard American dream in the speech.
Is yet to come.
Oh, sorry. That last line. There's no way to not make fun of it. Oh my god.
If the best is yet to come, though, has Trump made America great? And that's like a very important question that hopefully we'll answer in the future. Can't really cover everything because this speech is so broad; it hits all the major points, and we'll probably dissect the individual elements and go into more our opinions on this stuff, and we'll hopefully get more people other than me and Ryan also talking about this too, because this speech is honestly incredibly important to me, because I feel like this is the future of the RNC, the GOP, because this is like it combines all of their
just the stupidest, most nationalistic speech.
Yeah, it combines all of that with the lies that they're constantly spreading about the Democrats and their ideal vision for America, which they say is good, but when you really think about it, would they really be that good? Based off their policies and not what they're saying, because obviously they're going to say, in our America there'd be sunshine and rainbows, but isn't it their America right now? Has Trump not made America great? Isn't that his slogan? So if the best is yet to come and Trump hasn't been able to live, or why not the Democrats? Because that's probably what she's trying to imply. But I don't know. Is it a lie, or is it the Democrats holding them back? And that's the question. I feel like in my mind. Got that statement. What do you think, Ryan? Yeah. Any closing remarks?
Well, all I can sum this up with is just most of the speech was just like straight nationalism, just saying Trump will ensure that this remains the greatest country, and that's like the main thing they've said in the RNC, and then they just keep demonizing Democrats and trying to create division and just kind of fooling a lot of idiots who sit in their home and just watch Fox News.
It feels like half of the speech is just the 14 words, but said in a longer version. It's just 14 words. Is, we must secure the existence of our people and a future for our white children, which is a white supremacist slogan. Almost like that.
We could literally open up the actual. Why don't we open up the actual 14 points and just try to relate it to this? Because we could definitely do that. It's just speed round.
I don't have time for that today, but definitely check out my article. And if you want, we can read through my article and you can also add your comments. But the 14 points and the 14 words.
Sure, because
but yeah,
you can definitely relate the vast majority of those to that speech.
Whether or not it's intentional or it's just by accident. But if it was by accident, then wouldn't it be almost worse that they've created this environment where white nationalism, neo-Nazism, fascism is not only the correct choice, but the choice that is almost winning them the election. I'm not saying, well, right now they're technically not winning, but it's dangerously close for what they're running on. I don't know. But yeah, all these. I just want to state that all these points, we'll definitely expand on them, and maybe our takes might seem controversial, but we do need to explain them in more context, and those will be explained throughout the website. So that's a good reason to stick around. But if you're confused about any of these points, we'll probably end up covering most of them. And of course, you can email us and request us to cover certain things. But yeah, we'll probably explain ourselves more. We just don't want to make each video way too long. But Ryan, do you have anything to add before we wrap up?
Yeah. No. And I'm done at this point.
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
You guys enjoyed this fantastic cocaine.
My God.
Kimberly Guilfoyle, I think. Not sure how you pronounce the last name, but
yeah, it's Kimberly Guilfoyle, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it funny. I hope you found it entertaining, thought-provoking. Try to be a mix of all three. But yeah, just sure to send us any questions you have via email. Make sure to share the website with your friends.
Absolutely. Will we have a comment section on this? Or?
Yeah, the video will have a comment section, so you can ask stuff,
awesome.
In there, and definitely check out.
I recommend putting stuff down there.
Yep.
And yeah, definitely. You should check out Nico's article on Trump filling out the 14 points of fascism.
Yep, because that's definitely very relevant to our conversation. All right. Thank you all. Au revoir.
Thank you.